First, we're going to do the front of the heart first. So this red is the aorta, but it's broken into two parts.
Okay.
So this is the ascending aorta, and then this is the arch of the aorta. There's also a descending aorta, but it's on the back, so we'll get there when we get farther on the list. So ascending aorta, arch of aorta. Then you have the right and left auricle. So this is the right because it's anatomical right, the patient's right. So right auricle, left auricle, it's like an ear-like flap on top of the heart. Then you have your right coronary artery, which starts under the right auricle and goes all the way around under the inferior vena cava. This is all right coronary artery. It's also on the inside too, but that's later on the list. Then we have pulmonary trunk is this blue part right here. And then this red that's coming down all the branches is LAD, so that's left anterior descending artery. And it's also called anterior interventricular artery. You have a posterior interventricular too, but we'll get there.
Okay.
So LAD, left anterior descending artery, or anterior interventricular artery. So then the blue that runs with it is the great cardiac vein. So the LAD is the red, and the blue is the great cardiac vein, and they go together. So then the last thing on the front is the circumflex artery, so it starts under the left auricle and wraps all the way around and goes straight down on the back. So that's circumflex artery. Okay, so now we're going on the back. So first we have superior vena cava. You can see that on the front too. I just didn't say that one. But superior vena cava is right here, and then inferior vena cava is here, and it's outlined in blue too. So that's all inferior vena cava. And then this is where the descending aorta starts. It usually comes out like this, but this is where it starts. That's where he's going to tag it. Descending aorta. So we had ascending aorta, arch of aorta, and now we have descending aorta.
Okay.
So then the next thing I wrote on the list was right coronary artery again, because it goes in the back, so that's why it's listed twice.
Yeah.
So this is all right coronary artery. And then I also wrote circumflex artery twice because it's on the back as well.
Okay.
So still on the back. So the next thing is the pulmonary veins and arteries, and the veins are blue because they haven't been oxygenated yet, so they're deoxygenated. So these are red because the blood has gone from the lungs to the heart, and so it's oxygenated. It has oxygen in the blood, so that's why it's red. So those are pulmonary veins because veins go to the heart. And these are blue because they're deoxygenated. So pulmonary veins, pulmonary arteries.
Okay.
He also had left pulmonary veins and arteries because he wants you to know that this is the right side of the heart.
Okay.
And when you, this is the right side of the heart. When you flip it, this is still the right side.
Okay.
So you don't flip it. So if he's saying left, this is the left side. He's saying he wants you to know this is the left pulmonary vein and left pulmonary artery.
Okay.
So that's why he wrote the left on there. Okay, the next thing on the list is coronary sinus, which is this blue. It's also here and here, but he's going to label it here probably.
Okay.
So coronary sinus. And then the last thing is this big red one coming down is the posterior interventricular artery. So we had LAD was anterior interventricular artery, and now we have posterior interventricular artery.
Okay.
So now we're going on the inside of the heart. So then we're going to do the right side first. So in general, we have right atrium, right ventricle. So the first thing we have is the opening of the coronary sinus. It's that black dot right there. So we had coronary sinus right here on the back. Now this is the opening of it on the inside.
Okay.
So then we have the fossa ovalis. This is the right atrium. So it's in this red dot right there is the big red dot at the top of the right atrium.
Okay.
Then we have the tricuspid valve. So that's this white paper right there.
Okay.
It's between the right atrium and right ventricle. So tricuspid valve.
Which is a fossa ovalis again?
That's this one. The
red?
top corner of the right atrium.
Okay.
Okay, so tricuspid valve, and then this one right here is the pulmonary semilunar valve.
Okay.
So it's coming out of the pulmonary trunk, pulmonary semilunar. It's on the right side of the heart because you have one over here on the left, but you don't need to know that one.
Okay.
So this is the one you need to know, pulmonary semilunar valve.
Okay.
Okay. The only thing that's just on the left side is right here, and that's the mitral valve or bicuspid valve. So we have tricuspid on the right, and then bicuspid valve or mitral valve on the left. So two names for the same thing.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that's just on the left. And then the things that are on both, the first thing are these strings. They attach to the valves on both sides. They're called chordae tendineae. And they attach to these things, which are papillary muscles. That's another thing on the list. So the papillary muscles contract and the heart contracts, and they pull on the chordae tendineae to make the valves open and close. That's the pumping of your heart.
Okay.
So that's all the things linked together. So the valves, the chordae tendineae, and the papillary muscles. Okay, so then the other thing you have is these ridges in the back walls of the ventricles. Well, you can kind of see it. It's better on this side. That's the trabeculae carneae. So those in the back. And then the other thing is the myocardium. So we know these are the papillary muscles, and then this muscle on the sides of the heart, that's myocardium, because myo is muscle and cardio is heart, so heart muscle.
Okay.
And the last two things, remember how I told you that we have right coronary artery here, and it's
Yeah.
also on the inside?
Yeah.
It's also right there on the inside. So right coronary artery is here on the outside
And then
and on the inside. The left coronary artery is only right there.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.